Uh,
So what we're doing right here is shout out the Athletic for this, because we're also going to go way quicker, because last time we spent 35 minutes fucking on one article and that was fucking dreadful. Okay. And here we're just going to go real quick. What we're doing right here, and this way we can clip it into a 10-minute nice little video, is we are reacting to the Athletics 2023 NBA draft. I keep up a little bit closer with the draft than Jackson does, but even at this point, we're a little farther out than I know the names, but I'm not doing my full research yet. So let's run through it. The draft order is just an expectation of the worst teams in the NBA. Let's get right into it. With the first pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder take Victor Wembanyama. He switched clubs from ASBEL to Metropolitans 92. We all know what he is. He's basically Rudy Gobert, who has the athleticism of Giannis while having the shooting ability of Kristaps Porzingis.
it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, Vic is at least 7'5". I've seen some stuff saying he's 7'6".
I thought he was 7'3".
No, he's definitely 7'5", as far
like right here.
to my knowledge.
You're right. It says right here he's about 7'2". He might have grown even a bit more.
I am telling you, this guy's 7'5" right now, at least. That's how crazy it is. I've been doing a lot of film on Vic, and this man, holy cow, dude. Sometimes this guy will pull up from like Steph and Trey level downtown,
and wet him.
He'll make a decent amount. I think he shot like 29% from downtown last year.
That's why he transferred clubs. He wanted more opportunity.
The issue with him shooting all these long threes is his legs just aren't there yet. Like, he would always just barely be short, and it's just absolutely crazy. He has, like, when he's crossing dudes up, he gets low down there. The way he can move and like distort his body mid-shot is absolutely, it's uncomparable to me. And I mean, this guy, if he is just healthy enough in his NBA career, he will be a superstar at every point. He's just got to get a little bit more muscle on his legs, but he's a young cat.
I agree with that. Next up, Scoot Henderson. He's the next big name to go on the G League Ignite. But if we know anything about G League Ignite with the top guys, I believe, who was the last top guy? Was Jalen Green the top guy, or was it Kuminga? I think Kuminga was higher ranked. Kuminga kind of fell in the draft. So if anything, either Scoot Henderson is going to stay top dog, or he might, suffer a Jaden Hardy fall. I'm just kidding. I think this guy's going to be great. He has great size. My problem with Scoot Henderson is we need to see him shoot well from three. The guy could not hit a shot, 21.6% from three last year.
Yeah,
but he shot really well from the free throw line.
At 6'2", maybe he's still growing as well. 17 last year. I think he's still 18 right now.
He played already. 19. He played last year for the Ignite team, averaging 14, 5, and 4.
Yeah, against 17 years old it's just unreal. So he'll definitely be good, but if he doesn't improve his three-point shot, maybe he might fall a little bit, because at 6'2", he definitely can't shoot 21.6 from downtown, but he's going to be a good player to me.
Yeah. And yes, he's averaged 2 steals a night. I just want to see him continue to be he's shown, good stuff on defense. I just would like to see a little bit more dog in him on defense besides that, but he's been really good, and he's going to have a second year of playing pro ball. This is a guy who's been flying up. I did not know his name until recently. Cam Whitmore, 6'6" wing out of Villanova, 18 years old. Supposedly, he's big, physical, uses his length and strength and athleticism well, 220 pounds already. And he plays well on the defensive end. And on top of that, he's supposedly a good shooter, and he knows how to move. He makes the right passing reads, right plays. He can create his own shot. And there are some explosiveness concerns athletically, but supposedly he's a guy to watch this year. I don't know enough about him, but I definitely want to see more. I really like the idea of a 6'6", 220-pound build wing, because that's kind of what Anthony Edwards' build was coming into the NBA. Especially coming out of Villanova, he's going to be fundamentally sound.
Yeah, Villanova guys kind of tweak me out. I definitely won't be watching Villanova basketball this year, and I don't know who this is, so I'm disqualifying myself.
Disqualifying yourself?
I can't watch Villanova basketball. It's just like Kansas.
No, I think Villanova is a bit more boring than Kansas because they're just literally the most fundamentally sound basketball. Well, okay, if you're a basketball purist and you love like fundamentally sound basketball, little turnovers, a bunch of team play, you love Villanova basketball. Like you watch that and you're like, this is the right way to play. This is how every team should be playing. Everybody, the ball is moving. Guys are, if you don't have the ball, you're cutting, you're always in motion. Like Villanova basketball is fundamentally well coached basketball. But I can understand if you're a person who likes exciting basketball, it's a bit boring. I don't think Kansas basketball is boring. I just think Kansas basketball is a bit slower, and you just have to, if you don't like, it's a lot more physical. So let's move over to the next one. Nick Smith. Okay, I fell in love with Nick Smith this past year. I didn't know who he was until I was playing 2K, and like how you download the rosters on my league or my NBA, and he would always be a draft pick. I would always, if I didn't have the top pick, I would always try to trade up for like a top 10 pick to get Nick Smith. And I started looking into him, and oh my god! First off, I'm loving what Arkansas is doing down there. Plus, I've been to Arkansas, and they got great facilities down there. But this guy is a shooting guard with point guard like skills. He's a guard, but he's big enough to play the wing because he has a 6'10" wingspan at 6'5". He's probably going to grow a bit more and probably be a 6'6" wing by the time he comes in. And he's a guy that I think, and he's also playing next to Anthony Black. I think at the very least, his floor is being like what we think Quentin Grimes could be. Just a guy who can make good passes, put the ball on the floor, and create his own shot. But I really think Nick Smith could develop into, a two-way version of a Zach LaVine. Oh, Murray. Like, I guess, yeah, like a
6'10" wingspan.
This is, what I'm about to say? A combination of Zach LaVine and DeJounte Murray. The defensive.
So like a really good Talen Horton-Tucker.
Shut the fuck up.
With either of those two guys' skill sets. What I want from Talen Horton-Tucker.
Yeah, yeah. But like he has the ball handling ability and the defensive ability of DeJounte Murray while having that scoring and dog mentality of Zach LaVine with that athleticism. And if you put them together, that's what Nick Smith could potentially be. And I'm honestly, I don't get why Nick Smith isn't high. I would take Nick Smith over Scoot Henderson.
Wow.
If he flourishes in the way that we expect him to at Arkansas.
I'm glad Arkansas sports are back.
Didn't Derek Whitehead recently get hurt? Yeah, he did get hurt.
Damn.
Derek Whitehead out indefinitely with a foot injury, and he was the number 2 top recruit. He underwent a successful procedure 2 days ago, and he will play this fall. A timeline for his return has not been laid out. So at 6'6", okay, so I don't know much about Derek Whitehead besides that I know he was one of the top prospects. He can jump out the gym, and that he seems like he's kind of like one of those attack scoring guys. The problem is I've heard that, his shooting ability, like his shooting wise, he's not the best. But, he's going to Duke, so he's going to be a lottery pick regardless.
Mm-hmm. His player comparison is Bradley Beal.
Really? So a way bigger Bradley Beal.
I mean, he's only 6'4".
Bradley Beal?
I have Derek Whitehead at 6'4".
They have him right here at 6'6".
Yeah.
Bradley Beal, I think Bradley Beal, if you're being nice, is 6'4". I think he's 6'3", to be honest. Yeah, he's 6'3". So, okay. I mean, I can get behind him being Bradley Beal. I was just asking you. You're the Duke fanboy, so.
Dude, do you want to hear the Nick Smith comparison?
Who?
Gilbert Arenas.
I don't see that. That's just a bad take. That's a bad take. Gilbert Arenas is like 6 foot, bro. And Gilbert Arenas was like the quickest basketball player known to man. Like not like speed wise. He was just literally lightning quick.
6'4".
What? Okay, I'm gonna say NBA players look a lot bigger now because they're going back to wearing shorter shorts. When they wore those long,
Nice.
when they wore those long ass shorts, dude, where the shorts were going to like their mid calf, dude. Guys like Gilbert Arenas was literally, yeah, Thomas Perry, Arenas quick on the draw. He would literally, Gilbert Arenas would do this crossover so quick, and then he would just pull up, and it would be like this, and you'd be like, I thought he was still crossing over, and he had already shot it.
It's like AI.
Yeah, that's another guy. That kind of basketball, the only guy who kind of still does that in the NBA is Kyrie. That style of play.
I love watching Kyrie, yeah.
So let's go over here. Indiana Pacers have, are you into the Osar and the Amen twins? They're like 6'7" with like 7-foot wingspans.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, Thomas Perry, you're funny with a gun. But supposedly weren't these guys, I think they have at the Indiana Pacers and the Sacramento Kings going back-to-back picks with the Osser and Amen twins.
Wow.
Yeah.
This will be a big year for both of them.
Yeah, what's crazy.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, overtime elite. And supposedly Osar is more of the natural wing. He's like the off ball. He can shoot it. He plays well defense. And then supposedly Amen is more of the passer. He's kind of like I think Amen comes off as a longer, probably Joshua Primo, and Osar comes in kind of more like a younger and higher ceiling Ochai.
Yeah, I don't know too much about these guys, except neither of them can shoot yet. And
what they average? Osar and Amen. I mean, I like both of those Pacers. Osar, I think Osar would be a perfect fit next to Benedict Mather and Chris Duarte.
True.
And Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
While I like Amen over here, imagine him, Keegan Murray, and Davion Mitchell.
Wow, this one Hoops Hype has Osser at 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is large. So we're going to go a little bit quicker. Keontae George. Keontae George is a dope guy. I like him. He's going to Baylor. Going to Baylor, he's going to be a good defender, and he's going to be able to score. Plus, he dropped 37 points against the Canadian team in the under-23 game. I like him. I think he's a guy to keep your eye on. He could be a scorer. Now, 9, you got Caston Wallace from Kentucky. Dude, I think he's going to fall. Every year, the guards from Kentucky literally go in the 20s. So this is bullshit. Wallace is not being drafted at 9.
Yeah.
Dude, Derek Lively. What's your thought? You're the Duke fanboy.
Don't let him go to my favorite team. This guy's good. He's good.
Is he big? Is he a shooter?
He's fucking ginormous, dude. He is
really?
Ginormous. Yeah.
So do you think he could climb up the draft board and be a
100%.
potential top 5 pick?
We'll see, because I have a feeling he's gonna get I'd predict at least 2.5 blocks a game for him, and we'll see with his scoring. We'll see with the Duke offense too, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he'll be a top 10 pick.
So you're saying he's the defensive side, he's phenomenal defensively, but he's kind of somewhat limited offensively?
What do they have him as? Maybe an Ayton in college is a good comparison.
They say this: he's a monster rim runner who will be a very high level lob threat. He's got a burgeoning pick and pop game that looks like he'll be ready to go in his mid-20s. He's an elite shot blocker. He rebounds, his motor running constantly. At the end of the day, though, Lively's relatively limited offensively in terms of creation, and it's certainly not. It's not a certain at this stage that he's going to guard at a strong enough level away from the basket to where he can give a versatile scheme. He can give scheme versatility beyond being a drop defender and ball screens.
Yeah, the way they make it seem is lock at 10.
11.
Makes sense.
Torquavian Smith. We remember this guy. He was balling. He would have been a late first round pick in this year's draft, but coming back, if he averages the same numbers, 18.3 points on 40% from 3 on 9 attempts per game, he's going to be a guy who's going to be a lottery pick easily. Right?
Yep.
Okay, next up, Anthony Black. He's a 6'7" point guard who literally could be arguably a more athletic and a more polished Josh Giddey. Or you know what? I take that back. He could be a taller version. Actually, he could be a combination of Josh Giddey and Tyrese Halliburton combined.
Cool.
Next up, Grady Dick. I don't think Grady Dick is going to leave KU after 1 year. He's not going to be playing that much. We don't really play him. And Grady Dick, I love him. He's 6'7". He's got legitimate tools. He's athletic. But Grady Dick, you're more of a Christian Brown. You're going to go in the 20s, bro, if you do. And like, you're staying at KU for 2 to 3 years. I'm sorry. We're not. So, Grady, I hope to see you go in the draft in 2025.
He's going to find you on campus tomorrow and be like, fuck you.
Grady Dick, suck my dick. I actually had a friend who bumped into him the other day. I'm actually a lot like chiller with the football players though. Used to sell them weed freshman year. That's how like a bunch of them on Snap, or like a few of them transferred. Like my one boy who's like legit, he's a starter at Auburn. He's a dog. Dylan Mitchell from Texas. I'm not a huge fan of his, but you know, he's an athlete. He doesn't have a great jumper, but he could develop into, you know, a poor man's version of Patrick Williams. Arthur Kaluma going to Creighton, and he's a bit older, but this guy could be like an undersized 5'4". Like I think he's a power forward. 6'7", strong rebounder, super long, rebounds well. It's really just like he needs to shoot. He hit under 30% from 3 last year. Kellen Ware. This is a guy who supposedly him and Derek Lively are like, you know, fighting for the top pick. You know anything about him?
No, and I'm also very bored.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. So Kellen Ware right there, Amari Bailey, the guy who was banging. Oh, Drake was banging his mom, and then Leonard Miller. Remember, he's the one that Drake took his mom to the Brooklyn Dodgers stadium and banged her on the fucking. I heard that he took him onto home plate and he just dogged her right there on home plate for the Choppers to see.
Live in game.
I heard he bunted with his cock. Leonard Miller, who was that I was hyping up Leonard Miller, then he dropped out of the draft and playing in the G League at night. Chris Murray, twin brother of Keegan Murray, he'll fill up there. Kylan Flipopowski, can't say that guy's name. Top 5 recruit. Supposedly he could be like, you know, a Lowry Markin and Kristaps Porzingis mix. You got Colby Jones. He was a guy who could have gone late first this past year. He's like the ultimate glue guy. Andre Jackson, I really don't know anything about him. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Then we got over here, Julian Strawther, same thing. He was somebody who's supposed to be really good. He was higher on the board, but he's kind of fallen. Harrison Ingram, he was going to be a borderline first-round pick. Looks like he's still a borderline first-round pick. He was a disaster last year, shooting 27% from the field in his final 7 games. Matthew Cleveland, don't know much about him. Terrence Arsenio, don't know much about him. Marcus Sasser, he almost transferred to KU and he chose Houston, so fuck him. Jamie Jacquez, UCLA, big boy, can play defense. He's just not that athletic. He sprained both ankles, I think, at one point. And Caleb Lugg, he was a dog until KU dicked him down in the championship game. And Tyrese Hunter at 6 foot from Texas.
Oh my goodness.
How awful was that?
After like 4, it's pretty tough.
All right.